Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. Your new home for sports betting. Millions of betting options a year on the sports you love. We offer live in-game betting on major sporting events worldwide. Tons of bets available during games, from money lines, prop bets, and many more. Sign up now, and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, better.
Testing. There we go. All right. You ready? Everything on live? We good? All right, good. Want to welcome everybody. Say thank you for coming out this afternoon just to hear what I have to say. Amen. My name is Doreen Gardner, and I want to welcome everybody that's streaming live. I want you to go ahead, take a minute, hit that like button, hit the share button. We want to get everybody that you know online because we want to get this word out in Kalamazoo today. So just going to give you a minute to do that. We got people hiding under the shade because it is hot out here. But I'm ready to get started with this. Okay. I stand here today with a heavy heart after witnessing the news this morning of another Black man shot in the back 7 times at the door of his car where his children occupied. And after a night of struggling on how I was going to approach this conference, my initial release, how I was going to approach this conference. My initial release was all about me, shielding, hiding the truth, and the real reason for this announcement. When I entered the race for Kalamazoo County Clerk, I looked at my credentials and I thought it was a perfect match for my skill sets. Additionally, I love people. I have a servant's heart, I'm honest, and integrity is not a concern. I decided then to enter the race. On a letter that I was sending out to let people know that I was running, I wrote, my main focus is service and hospitality. This is not a political position. I'm not interested in politics that may surface during the campaign. This is an office and a facility to serve you. You are my one and only agenda, from vital records to voting. I was so serious about that. But then a friend called me and she said, Doreen, it is very political and you need to get ready. She was right. In my eyes, though, the clerk's office requires integrity and honesty. There's no room for politics in that office. Politics and integrity, to me, are oxymorons. They don't go together. To my dismay, in Kalamazoo, there is systematic racism in the Democratic Party. Where democracy is our theme, but yet there's so much intense systematic racism. You see, my struggle over the last few days was to hide, to put a mask on, and make the decision, do I really stand and do I really tell the truth? But see, a scripture came to mind, and the scripture was John 8:32, and that says, the truth shall make you free. I needed to be free. So the truth is this. You have heard stories of racism in the Democratic Party. It's all true. We've got a great deal of internal work to do within the party. The Democratic Party, though, is not what I want to talk to you about today. The Democratic Party is not why I'm here. You, the community of Kalamazoo, are the reason that we are gathered here today. My concern is to make a space at the table for people of color. I don't think you heard me. My concern today is to make a space at the table for people of color. This is a time in our community where we need to rebuild trust, integrity, and honesty. Through the primary, systematic barriers, intentional suppression, and unfair advantages were used to keep women of color from having equitable opportunities for a fair race. As a result, the voice and the vote of the people in this county were suppressed. Today, I stand before you announcing my intention of running as a write-in for the November 3rd general election. With the intention of taking a seat at the table and to give our community back their vote and their voice. I am Kalamazoo homegrown and bred, and I love me some Kalamazoo. I believe that Kalamazoo is one of the finest counties in Michigan. We're the home of the promise. We have great universities and colleges. We have good economic development going on here. But I believe that as better is possible, then good is not good enough. I believe in democracy, and that is the voice of the people that we are called to serve. I believe that every person has a voice, and every person deserves to be heard, and that every voice is important. Today, as I said, I'm announcing my candidacy as a write-in. I have made this decision for one reason and one reason only. I am the most qualified candidate for the position. My experience, my training, my skill sets, and my community connections are unmatched. The clerk's office, as I said earlier, is not a political office. It is here to serve this county. The major functions, though, and I find that most people don't know what the county clerk's office does, is providing and protecting the integrity of all vital records, managing the voting process, guarding against and dismantling all forms of voter suppression, providing efficient, accurate, and timely service, providing convenient hours and access to documents you need to fulfill the basic needs of everyday life. I bet you're wondering, though, who really is Doreen Gardner? Well, let me just tell you a little bit more about her. See, her strengths are she's futuristic, she's strategic, she's a maximizer, she's connected, and she's a relator. She has a lot of experience. She has 25 years of successful management experience from a top 10 Fortune 500 company. She was a member of the corporate leadership team at that corporation. She's currently in the Leadership Kalamazoo under the direction of Southwest Michigan First. She's a John Maxwell certified leader and trainer and life coach. She's a Kalamazoo City election site chairperson. She's a licensed and ordained minister. She's on the leadership team of the Northside Ministerial Alliance. She is the dean of Chain Lake District, which is over Southwest Michigan. She's a former assistant director of the Northside Ministerial Alliance Training Institute. She's an entrepreneur. She was the former co-owner of First Lady Hats. She was Michigan's first Platinum II executive director for Tracy Lynn Jewelry, with over 300 people reporting to her. And as I said, she was born and raised right here in Kalamazoo, in this community. And I'm dating myself because she attended North Westnedge Elementary. Y'all probably don't even know where that is or heard of it. North Glade, Hillside, and graduated from Kalamazoo Central High School. I am running because people in Kalamazoo, you need a voice. You need a voice that will represent and speak for you. You need a voice that will recognize and understand your needs and correctly articulate them. You need a voice that will communicate with all people in the community and the county. You need a voice that is connected and can work effectively with the leaders in the community and the county. I can be that voice. I am that voice. I am running as a write-in because I believe it is important that you have another option. So the disenfranchised, the marginalized, and people of all colors feel that they have a voice, that they have an advocate, and that they have someone who cares about their needs. It is time for someone you can trust to protect your right to vote, and that will protect the integrity of your vital records. But most of all, will treat you with dignity and respect every time you enter the county building. I am doing this because I have no doubt that I am the most qualified and the best person for this position. And I got to tell you, I have never been so sure of anything as I am of this. And that's why I stand here before you today. So today, I'm asking you to stand with me. I'm asking you to join me in this write-in campaign. When you go to the polls in November, I need you to write in Doreen Gardner for Kalamazoo County Clerk. When you go to the polls in November, I need you to write in Doreen Gardner for Kalamazoo County Clerk. And I quote today Kalamazoo County Commissioner Meredith Place. She says these words: I think it's time that we pass the mic. Leaders like us, white people, need to pass the mic to folks who this truly is going to impact. It's going to impact our entire community. And I'm proud to stand up today and to say we need to do better. And this is a step forward. And guess what? I truly and totally concur with her. It's time to pass the mic. As you go to the polls or fill out your absentee ballots, I say this to you. To all who believe Black Lives Matter, I ask you to vote like Black Lives Matter. All right. To those of you who know it's time to end systematic racism and don't know where to begin, I say to you, start here. Vote Doreen Gardner. To my Christian brothers and sisters, we serve the same God, a God who loves all people, a God who is no respecter of person. Let us no longer perpetuate systematic racism. Let the voice of God speak through your voice and your vote. It's time for us to build our community. No, it's time for us to build our community. It's time for us to make a difference here in Kalamazoo. It's time to call out. It's time to point out. It's time to act on systems that hinder any group of people from progressing forward. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get to work, beginning with one of the most vulnerable positions in Kalamazoo, and that is the Kalamazoo County Clerk's office. I am building a team, Team Gardner, and I ask you to join me. Yes, when? Donations, and how can you help? Donations, it takes money to run a campaign. You can go to DoreenGardner.com, and up in the corner, there's a button that says donate. Looking for volunteers. We need people to hit the streets. Again, go to DoreenGardner.com and email me. Remember, my campaign slogan was "It's all about you." And it still is all about you. We're on our way to a better Kalamazoo and a better Kalamazoo County. In closing, I want to give you these words that just came from our Vice President candidate, Kamala Harris. She said, the litmus test is how we treat Black women. She also said people of color are the hardest hit, and there's no vaccine for racism. The people must do the work. People, we must do the work. I don't know you how to hear me. We must do the work. Nothing's going to change unless we are ready to do the work. I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make a change in Kalamazoo. So I say to you, it's time for us to get busy. I can't do it by myself, but it's time for us to get busy. I have turned my pain into production, and I am ready to go.
Doreen, Gardner!
And this is the last. None of us are free until all of us are free.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
That is the end. And I just want to thank you for your support. I'm looking forward as we progress in this for your continued support. So people that aren't here, thank you all. We've got people all around. Thank you for coming and hearing this. It is on my Facebook page. Sister Stephanie has it on her Facebook page. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that you get it, you share it, because we need it on everybody's Facebook page so that this word can get out in Kalamazoo so that they know that we are serious and that we mean business.
We behind you.
Yeah. Riding Gardner,
Riding Gardner, riding Gardner, riding Gardner, riding Gardner, riding Gardner,
riding Gardner.
riding Gardner. November 3rd, here she comes.
November the 3rd, right in Doreen Gardner. And there's going to be a lot of trainings that are going to be going on because we want to make sure that people have a clear understanding of what the write-in process is. Also, we want to make sure that you know exactly what you need to do to make sure that there are no votes spoiled. There's no votes that get cast aside that they say as signatures can't match. We're going to eliminate all of that in this November election. So just stay tuned, keep posted, and we're going to make sure that it happens here for us in Kalamazoo.
Right. Better than this shit. They're gonna make me start running.
Come on. That's what we need right there.
Right here, Stephanie Moore too.